Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a monitor that's making a lot of noise online, the AOC Gaming Q27G41ZE. The internet is calling it the best budget 1440p 240Hz monitor.
Which is a huge claim.
It is. So our mission is pretty simple, to figure out why it's so good for the money and where the compromises had to be made. So starting with the basics, it's a 27-inch 1440p screen.
Right, and the key thing here is that it's an IPS panel.
And what I found interesting is that people say the picture is clean and like really color accurate straight out of the box.
Yeah, that's pretty rare at this price point. Usually you have to do a lot of tweaking. But the real story, the main draw, is just pure speed.
The refresh rate.
Exactly. 240 hertz is the star of the show. Fast motion just looks incredibly smooth.
Which is what gamers are looking for.
It gives you that edge. And it has FreeSync and G-Sync compatibility, so the monitor is always in sync with your graphics card.
Meaning no screen tearing, no stutter, just stable gameplay. I did see some talk, though, that the panel can sometimes be pushed even higher, to 260 hertz.
Yeah, you can. It's a sort of overclocking feature.
Is that a real benefit, or is it more of a gimmick?
It's a nice bonus, I guess, but it does raise questions about stability.
Okay.
Pushing it to 260 hertz can be a bit, well, hit or miss. It really depends on the specific panel you get.
So for a competitive player, it might be safer to just stick with the native 240 hertz.
I would say so, yes, for that rock-solid performance.
Okay, let's stick with the panel for a second.
Yeah.
The IPS tech, that's all about consistency, right?
It absolutely is. And for a budget IPS, the uniformity on this thing is impressive.
So the colors don't shift when you look at it from an angle.
Exactly. They stay consistent. And it handles gradients really well, too. You don't get that ugly color banding you see on a lot of cheaper screens.
So AOC really delivered on the core panel quality.
They definitely nailed the fundamentals.
Which brings us to the next point. The laws of physics for budget tech say something's got to give.
Something always has to give.
So this is where it gets interesting. Where did they make the cuts?
The compromises are pretty much where you'd expect. Premium features and ergonomics.
Let's start with the stand. I heard it's minimal.
Minimal is a kind word. It's extremely basic. It only tilts.
No height adjustment?
Nope. No swivel, no height. If you want to get it at the right level for your neck, you're going to need a separate VS arm.
And that's an added cost to factor in.
It is.
Okay, what about features? I'm thinking specifically about HDR.
Yeah, that's the other big compromise. The monitor technically supports HDR, but it's very, very basic. It's just not that bright. It doesn't have the high peak brightness or the local dimming you need for true, impactful HDR.
So it's more like a software color boost than a real cinematic upgrade.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, finally, let's look at the ports, the connectivity.
Yes, this is an important one. It's limited. You get one HDMI 2.0 and one DisplayPort.
And for the full speed, that's a big deal.
It's crucial. If you want to run at the full 1440p and 240 hertz, you have to use a DisplayPort. HDMI 2.0 just doesn't have the bandwidth for that without compression.
So it's fine for a single PC setup.
Perfect for a single PC. But if you have, say, a PC and a couple of consoles you want to switch between, it gets a bit tricky.
So to wrap this all up, what's the verdict for you, the listener? The conclusion seems to be that this monitor delivers on its core promise. You get incredible, fast, responsive gaming performance for a very low price.
It's a fantastic value as long as you're okay with skipping those high-end features like premium HDR and a decent stand. Which leaves us with a final question for you to think about.
The one.
If the monitor stand is so basic that you almost have to buy a separate VESA arm for a proper ergonomic setup, does that mandatory extra cost change how you see its budget status?
That's a great point. That hidden cost is always something to consider. Thanks for diving deep with us. Go use this knowledge, and we'll see you on the next one.